Welcome back to 2 Cents Unfiltered, the show where we talk truth, not slogans, facts, not feelings, clarity, not spin. Today's topic is going to anger some old school labor activists, but the truth is the truth, whether people like it or not. Workers' unions, the big national union apparatus, are a thing of the past, not because workers don't deserve rights, not because companies shouldn't treat employees fairly, but because unions, in their modern form, have stopped being about employees and instead have become big money, political machine ATM cards. And we're going to walk through what unions used to be, why they mattered then, why they are obsolete now, how union dues are used for political campaign war chests, why unions no longer negotiate, they extort, and what real reform would look like. This isn't anti-worker. This is anti-corruption. Unions weren't born in a vacuum. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, work conditions in America were legitimately brutal. 12-hour shifts, child labor, no Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, no workers' comp, no employment standards. There was a historical moment where unions played a role as a counterweight to abusive industrial capital. They forced things like basic safety requirements, 40-hour work week, basic wage negotiations. That's real. That's legitimate. That's a chapter in American labor history. But here's the part. Unions don't want anyone to say out loud. Government has replaced them. OSHA replaced them. National Labor Relations Board, or NLRB, replaced them. Federal protections replaced them. HR compliance replaced them. Labor laws replaced them. Unions are still collecting dues, but they're no longer making the improvements. Government did, and the union bosses never retired. Today's union system, especially the national level unions, aren't labor groups anymore. They're political machines. They collect required dues and pump those dues not into workers, but into political campaigns, candidates that workers never approved, PACs, activist organizations, party infrastructure. And here's the corrupted twist. These campaign contributions overwhelmingly go to one party, not because it's about workers, but because unions use politics as their revenue defense mechanism. If they buy politicians, those politicians keep laws that force workers to pay dues. It's a dystopian closed loop. Workers pay dues, unions send those dues to politicians. Politicians write laws that protect unions. Unions tell workers, see, we're protecting you. Workers keep paying dues. That's not labor support. That's racketeering disguised as worker empowerment. Imagine if you paid homeowners association or HOA dues, and instead of fixing your neighborhood, your HOA spent all the money funding mayoral campaigns. You'd burn the HOA down, and yet, that's exactly what unions do. Technology made old labor models obsolete. Examples: remote work, hybrid employment, independent contractors, gig economy, digital work, automated scheduling systems, real-time wage transparency. The modern corporate environment has more built-in accountability than unions ever delivered. A bad employer. Today gets slaughtered online in 12 hours. Glassdoor, Indeed reviews LinkedIn posts, TikTok employee exposés, whistleblower protection laws, class action litigators scanning social media like hawks. We have power now, built into technology, without needing a union boss in the middle. Employees now negotiate offers across state lines in minutes. No union needed, no middleman, no dues. The world self-corrects far faster than unions ever did. Unions are a relic of a slower era. Ask any modern non-government worker who is easier to fire, deadweight union employees or top performers. In many union systems, the performers are punished, the loafers are protected, and mediocrity is rewarded. Unions don't push excellence. They push equal output regardless of performance. That makes companies less competitive. That kills innovation. And that, ironically, destroys jobs. Because when companies can't fire non-performers, they offshore the work. Unions end up accelerating the outsourcing they claim to be pushing against. How many American manufacturing jobs left because union demands made production impossible economically? Tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. Unions can't complain about offshoring when they literally caused the conditions that made companies choose it. Union dues must stop being political weapons. This is the biggest ethical violation. Union dues, in theory, are for legal representation, labor negotiations, training, safety protections. Instead, they're flowing into presidential races, Senate races, activist organizations, coordinated campaign groups, political advertising. You have teachers who can't afford classroom supplies, but their union sends millions to presidential election cycles. You have factory workers paying dues, while their union bankrolls campaigns of politicians who never stepped foot in a factory. If the union wants to donate politically, fine, but it should be opt in voluntary contribution, not mandatory. And nothing should be taken from workers without explicit approval. I am not saying no union can exist. There are niche cases where a union can help, like very specific high risk labor categories, but if unions stick around, these reforms must happen. 1. Dues must be spent on workers, not elections. Mandatory separation of labor funds versus political funds. 2. No forced membership. Workers should choose, not be extorted. 3. Transparent open books. Full audit disclosure publicly available to every member. 4. No protection for non-performers. Seniority cannot override quality. 5. No political endorsements unless individual workers opt in. Unions should not speak for people who didn't vote for that position. The modern workforce isn't the 1920 steel mill. Workers are smarter, more mobile, more connected, more informed. We don't need a middleman to speak for us. We can speak for ourselves. If unions operate the way they currently operate, they deserve to collapse. If they reform, they might find a niche. But today, right now, unions in America are mostly political machines, corporate super PACs, old world control systems, and salary protection rackets. Not worker empowerment. Workers deserve better. Workers deserve representation that actually represents them. Not politicians, not party bosses, not political strategists. Workers deserve their money, not to see it shipped into campaign bank accounts. This has been 2 cents Unfiltered. Truth, direct, unfiltered. Until next time, stay sharp, stay awake, stay informed.